Change is something that most people have problems with, changing something up or doing something a little differently. There's probably something in your life right now that you want to change or you need to change. And God may be dealing with you on something specific that He wants you to do, but let's face it, sometimes change is difficult for us to make, and that's just human nature. I think if you go and you look in Ephesians, it talks about change a little bit there, because in 4:22 it says, "Throw off your old sinful nature and your former way of life, which is corrupted by lust and deception." So it's talking about there you need to make a change, and that's talking about lust and corruption. But I think you can apply that to other things in life. So what does it mean to change? If you look at it in the dictionary, it says it means to replace something with something else, especially something newer or better. Um, Romans 7:19 says, "I want to do what is good, but I don't. I don't want to do what is wrong, but I do anyway." So that just tells you, hey, that we have a problem sometimes with making change, and even when we try to commit to it, we can have problems. So how do we change? One thing I think you can do is you have to recognize what you're doing wrong or what you're not doing that you need to be doing. James 4:17 says, "If anyone then knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin for them." Number two, you ask God to help you stop or to start whatever you're doing. Begin with prayer every morning. And the other thing is, if you're doing something that you think can be detrimental to you, think about tomorrow. What feels good today may not necessarily feel good tomorrow. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." Ask for help in your weakness. In 2 Corinthians 12:10, it says, "For when I am weak, then I'm strong." The I think that you need to look at James 1:5. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. God loves it when you come to Him and ask Him for guidance. And then I think you need to remember God's on your side. 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, "No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you're tempted, He will also provide you a way out." The other thing I think you can do is, if you're struggling with something, and if it's something that you need to change and you need to be accountable, you need to tell a friend. If there's somebody you can trust and you tell them about it, I think it can be beneficial. A lot of times when you tell somebody what you're struggling with, then that just basically it sets you free. There's a newfound freedom there. John 10:10 says, "The thief comes only to steal and destroy, to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the fullest." Satan doesn't want you to seek someone out to talk to. He wants to keep you in a box where you're alone, and you think you're the only one that may be dealing with that particular issue. You know, People a lot of times say, "Well, I don't know if there's anything I need to change or not." Well, I just tell you to look at it this way. If God were sitting there with you right now, is there anything that you wouldn't do? Uh, if He was with you for a 24-hour period, is there something in that 24-hour period that you might not do? Probably all of us can say, "Yeah, there's something I could work on." So this week I want to challenge you to recognize what you're doing wrong, and or something that you may not be doing that God's calling you to do. Ask God to help you to stop or start whatever you need to do, and ask for help in your weakness. Remember, God is on your side, and don't be afraid to share what you're dealing with someone you trust. I hope each of you has a great week.